In this video, I will be adding and subtracting polynomials. The main thing is to not try to multiply. I'm not multiplying anything, alright? You know how I know I'm not multiplying? Because there's an addition sign. If it's multiplication, where's my multiplication? It'll look like this, with nothing in between. This is what multiplication looks like. Alright, see how there's no plus or minus? This is multiplication. This, on the other hand, if I can get back to it, this is addition. That's why there's a plus sign. When it's addition, you can really just ignore the parentheses. Alright, as opposed to subtraction, which we'll get to in a moment, where you have to distribute the negative as a -1. When it's addition, there's nothing you need to distribute. So you can just ignore the parentheses and start combining your like terms. So for example, I see I have a -4 v to the 4th power and a positive 1 v to the 4th power. These are like terms. They go together. -4 and positive 1 make -3. So I will have -3 v to the 4th power. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to go in decreasing degrees. So that's I started with the 4th power because that's the highest power I saw. I don't see any cubes, so let's go to squares. So I see positive 4 v squared. I don't see any other v squared, so it's just going to stand alone. Plus 4 v squared. Let's move down to plain old v. I see 3v right here. I don't see any other plain v's, so I'm just going to bring down my 3v like that. That brings me down to constant terms. So I have -1 and -2 are both constants. So they're going to go together. So that makes -3. Alright, plus it's very pretty with all those colors. But that's the answer, number 5. Take a look at number 6. Yay, addition. I get to ignore the parentheses. I love to ignore the parentheses. Let's start with the quartic terms because that's the highest power I see is degree 4 quartic. So I've got this and this. -4 and -8, that's going to make -12. So I've got -12 b to the 4th power. Okay, from quartic I will drop down to cubic. So I've got cubic here and here. Alright, 6 and 7 make 13, so that's going to be plus 13 b to the 3rd power. Alright, are there any quadratic, meaning squared? No, there are no quadratic. Okay, what about linear, meaning just plain b? Well, yeah, I see 2 of those. They are here. -5 and -2 make -7. So that'll make -7 b. Number 7, you got to be careful when you are subtracting because the negative sign, treat it like a -1, and you're going to have to distribute with that. Before you do anything else. So, okay, that's disappearing. So, if I multiply everything by -1, I'm going to get -7x to the 3rd power minus 5x squared minus 3. Alright, now everything over here is going to stay what it was. So, I'm going to have 8x squared minus 6x to the 3rd power plus 6. There's nothing in front of this, so I'm not changing any of that. Now I'm back to just combining like terms like I did before. Okay, I've used my blue though. Let me just use other colors. So let's see, my highest power, cubic. So I see cubic here and I see cubic here. -6 and -7 make -13. So I'm going to have -13x to the 3rd power. Okay, quadratic. I see quadratic here and quadratic here. Positive 8 and negative 5 make 3, so that'll be positive 3x squared. Notice how I keep these in order by degree, all right, descending exponential order. That's what you want. After quadratic comes linear, but I don't see any linear terms. There are no terms that just have that plain x. So next comes constant, and I do have constant here and here. So 6 minus 3 is 3. So that'll be plus 3. So that is the answer for number 7. Alright, number 8 is again back to addition, so I can just ignore the parentheses. Okay, highest power is quartic. Alright, so I've got quartic here and I've got quartic here. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So that's going to be 2x to the 4th power. Okay, next would be cubic. No cubics here. I have a cubic here, so I'll do just plus x to the 3rd power. Alright, next would be quadratic, meaning squared. So I have 2 of those. So that's going to be 13. So plus 13x squared. Alright, after quadratic would be linear. There are no linear terms. That would just be a plain x. So that just leaves constant. There's one constant term of 3, nothing to match with it, so I'll just put a plus 3 here on the end. Alright, so that's it for number 8. Okay, so that is how you add and subtract with polynomials.